Good morning, folks. Good morning. Aaron Dorr here with Iowa Gun Owners. Guys, if you missed the press conference from President Trump that ended moments ago, you missed a very bad press conference from President Trump. We're going to talk about that and give you guys action steps I need you guys to take right now. I'm going to post these links into this comment section right now as you guys get signed in. This is going to be a bad day for gun owners. Today's already been a bad day for gun owners. It's going to get a lot worse if we don't take action. As you guys get signed in, I know you're watching from. I'm going to post links right now into the comment section. We all know what's going on here. We all know what's going on. The liberals, the fake news media, and the moderates like Lindsey Graham in D.C. are overjoyed that they might have a chance now to pass the most destructive gun control bill ever in America, red flag gun seizures, off of the backs of the dead victims in Texas and the dead people in Ohio. This is their chance, they believe. And in case you guys missed the press conference moments ago, President Trump has called for a federal red flag gun seizure law of some sort. He was somewhat vague as to what he actually meant. But guys, he is being pushed to do this, and he needs to hear from gun owners immediately. As you guys get signed in, you'll see we have a pre-written email to President Trump and a pre-written email to our federal lawmakers in D.C. It's an easy one-click thing. Hit the link, hit send. It's that fast. It goes right to President Trump and right to your congressman or U.S. senators in Iowa, and they need to hear from you now. They need to hear from you immediately because the news is 24/7 trying to use these tragedies in Ohio, in Texas, to disarm you. They don't care about stopping crime. They're not trying to end violence. They want to use these attacks to come after you, to come after me, to come after our gun rights. I was in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill maybe 6 weeks ago talking with Senator Grassley's chief judiciary staffer in private meetings, as well as Senator Ernst's chief legislative legal policy advisor. And they tell me that, well, we're not sure that the senator supports this bill. We're just not sure. Well, that's the problem, folks. We have no idea right now where Chuck Grassley and Joni Ernst stand. They will not condemn this bill. Their emails sure sound like they support this bill. Ben, if you're watching, can you give me a watch party, please? I'd sure appreciate that. Maybe you already have. They are not condemning this bill. They are not publicly opposing this bill. And as Iowans, we have a major obligation here because we have two senators on the Judiciary Committee. Any bill they pass on this topic will almost assuredly go through the Judiciary Committee. So having Senator Grassley and Ernst on the committee, Iowans, we need to ramp up the pressure big time and let them know there is no version of this crap that we will accept. There's no version of this that we could possibly support. You had better vote no on any form of a red flag gun seizure law. Guys, if you're new to this concept or new we're talking about, a red flag gun seizure law, it's kind of simple. It allows you to be Kavanaugh'd. We all know what happened to Justice Kavanaugh. He was accused of a whole bunch of crap, right? Totally spurious lies from people from 30 years ago, and it almost derailed his Supreme Court nomination. And he had the FBI and the White House in his corner. You and I, we wouldn't have that. A red flag gun seizure law allows you to be Kavanaugh'd by having your angry ex-spouse, a liberal neighbor. It could be an incredibly liberal college professor. It could be all kinds of people to make up a complaint that you might be dangerous. I'm going to cut off here. Kurt says, NRA strong. Kurt, I'm sorry, man. I'm sure you're a great guy. Dude, you got to get real, bro. The NRA is supporting this. NRA strong. What a joke. The NRA is publicly supporting this. Just look it up. So your ex-spouse, for example, could accuse you of being dangerous, and she petitions a judge and says, you know what? I see, who can I pick on here? One of my good friends, Billy Steele. Billy Steele, he might be dangerous. After all, he just bought a firearm. And that is enough evidence in every state where we've watched these bill drafts to have your guns seized. No arrest, no indictment, and most importantly, no conviction. No conviction of any crime. And your guns are gone. That is a red flag gun seizure law. And then 6 months later, 9 months later, 12 months later, you go back before a judge at considerable expense to yourself at this point in open court and have to say, I'm not crazy and I want my firearms back. No arrest, no conviction of anything, mind you, and they're taking away your gun rights. It is exactly what happened to Justice Kavanaugh. They accused him of stuff he did not do in a way that was almost impossible to prove or disprove, and it almost derailed him. And it will happen to us as is happening right now in blue states like New York and Maryland and California. And it's going to happen here too if we do not support this. You have 2 pre-written emails in the section above and in the comment section right now. 2 pre-written emails. One goes right to President Trump and one goes to your federal delegation, Senator Grassley, Senator Ernst, your congressman or congresswoman, and tells them to oppose this legislation. Kurt says, I support the NRA. Fine, Kurt, I don't care. But they are not opposing this bill. They are publicly championing red flag gun seizures. So if you're down with that, then okay, go for it. That's fine. Everybody else who knows what's going on knows that this is a real threat. Because if you lose your gun rights under a red flag gun seizure law, folks, the bottom line is, the truth is, you're never going to get them back. It's just the reality. You're never going to get them back. In many states, they allow for the judge on his own initiative, even if he's not petitioned by the petitioner. The judge can automatically renew these seizure orders for another 12 months. The reality is, if you lose your gun rights through a red flag seizure order, in many cases, you will never, ever get them back. You'll never get them back. And that's why President Trump needs to reverse course, needs to change direction, needs to stop listening to the NRA, needs to stop letting the pressure of these mass tragedies push him into a spot where he now is supporting red flag gun seizure laws. You know, a lot of people accuse us of being partisan hacks. You know, the media here in Iowa, after gun owners have destroyed the anti-gun Democrat caucus in the Iowa State House back in 2010 through a huge program from Iowa gun owners, after you guys destroyed Mike Gronstall and his caucus here in Iowa in 2016, the media has long accused Iowa gun owners of being some kind of a front group that we're all about electing Republicans, which of course is hilarious because you guys know how much the Republicans can't stand us either in Des Moines because we call them out. Look, this is the bottom line. We are not a Republican organization. We're not a Democrat organization. We are a gun rights organization, period. And today, the fight for gun rights means we have got to call President Trump out. And more importantly, we need to make sure that Senator Grassley and Senator Ernst, both of whom are on the Judiciary Committee, hear from us, and they know that you will pay a price if you support red flag gun seizures. Neither of them have opposed it yet. Both of their emails, their form emails, seem to be in support of it. When I was in D.C., what was that, 2 months ago, meeting with their staff, they were cagey at best on this, and they have got to hear from us now. Let's just be honest. Joni Ernst is up for re-election this year, and she needs gun owners to support her, period. And she needs to earn that support. She needs to earn that right to have you and I support her, because in the Iowa State Senate, in the minority, she didn't have a chance to do much. She's never really proven to us where she really is on this when push comes to shove. Anybody can wave around a concealed carry permit. Everybody has one. It's Iowa. We know, okay, fine, you've got a gun, that's great. You have a carry permit, that's great. We need you to fight for us, though. Fight for us. We want, we want the gun grabbers to squeal, Joni. We want the fake news media to squeal, Joni. We don't want to be the ones who are squealing because you and others in D.C. are going to back a federal red flag gun seizure bill. David Elton says emails have been sent. Thank you very much. Ed says you got that right. Guys, these pre-written emails literally take like 2 clicks. Hit the link above or in the comment section. It goes right to it and hit send. It's that simple. Maybe enter your information, perhaps. If you haven't done so before, it'll ask for your address. Enter your information, hit send. It takes about seconds. It takes seconds to do this. But this is a much greater threat than what we might think. Because, again, when you have Republican President Trump calling for this, and he has this is a rare circumstance, okay? A rare circumstance. We have President Trump on the same side with fake news media, on the same side with Michael Bloomberg, on the same side with radical anti-gun U.S. senators in D.C., and they're all calling for some version of red flag gun seizures. The only way we can derail this is with a tremendous amount of grassroots pressure. So if you haven't yet fired off your emails, please do so now. Donna Jimenez says, I'll never support the NRA again if they are for this bill. Donna, it's well known. Go on YouTube, type in Chris Cox, NRA gun seizure legislation, and you can see it for yourself. You can see it for yourself. Colby Dre says, didn't Mike Pence already pass this in Indiana? Colby, Mike Pence was not governor when it passed, but yes, it is the law currently in Indiana. A lot of people have this idea that it's not going to pass in a red state or in a red Congress. Folks, this is the reality now. This is the reality. President Trump is calling for this. It's being pushed most especially by Marco Rubio and Lindsey Graham, both Republicans. And it's passed in all kinds of red states. It passed in Florida last year. It passed in other red states as well. It's being pushed right now by Republicans in Pennsylvania, in Arkansas. Heck, right here in Iowa, we all know that Matt Winchell was talking about this on Iowa Press last year. This absolutely can pass if we don't stand up immediately. I see Bray watching right now from Thurman, Iowa. I see Tom Reed checking in. Guys, wherever you're watching from, let me know. Fred just fired off his emails. Thank you, Fred. I got Ryan Beardsher watching, my good friend. We got David. We got Ryan from Ohio, a good friend watching. Scott's watching. Mike is watching. Chris. We got Kurt, Joshua, Billy. Let's see here. Scott from Sioux City. We got Jerry from Sioux City. We got Mike watching. We got Lydia watching. We got a lot of folks here. Nick in West Des Moines. We got Jeff watching in Ankeny. Rick says, emails have been sent. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Guys, these emails might make or break where we stand. They have to hear from you now. It's obvious if you watch President Trump's body language and what he said. He's trying to call for some form of what did he say? He said, after you've been judged defective. And so that's the big question here. Have you actually been in court and adjudicated defective, adjudicated guilty of a crime or not? So he knows this is an incredibly hot issue. He's trying to find some way to thread that needle. I can tell you right now, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. If this bill gets on the floor of the Senate, if this bill begins to move, the crazy moderates in D.C. and the out-of-control anti-gun radicals are going to strip down any protections that he may want to have, and they're going to push this thing through if it gets off the ground. It is your job, it is our job as gun owners to hold the line. George says, emails have been sent. Thank you, George. Jerry Moore says, my emails have been sent. Thank you, Jerry. See Roddy watching right now. We got Nicholas watching. We got Jason and we got Tom Nichols watching. Guys, this is going to be a huge fight. This is going to be a huge fight. And Senator Grassley and Ernst have an outsized ability to help fight for you and I here because we have both of them on the Judiciary Committee. And so as Iowans, our job is going to be even more important than our other states because we have 2 votes on this committee, and they need to hear from you immediately. Immediately. Please fire off your pre-written emails. The link here for these emails, you can also cut and paste that and put it on your own Facebook page and encourage your friends to fire off their emails. It takes a couple seconds. That's all it does. A couple seconds to fire off your emails. We got James watching from Akron, Iowa, over there in the northwest corner. Appreciate that, James. But guys, they have to hear from you immediately. Fire off your emails. and share the links on your page. Again, if you're getting tuned in late, this is the deal. These red flag gun seizures allow your guns to be taken away. I am out of coffee and I am out of water. Before you've ever been convicted in court for anything. They allow for ex parte hearings. You're not in the room. You don't even know there's a hearing underway. You have no idea that your gun rights are being challenged in court because it's an ex parte procedure. It's an ex parte process. And so this is the worst. This is worse than an AR-15 ban. It's worse than a ban on magazines. It's worse than an individual, gun or accessory attack because it'll confiscate all your firearms. The first you're going to know about it is when law enforcement knocks on your door and takes away your firearms. That's how it works. In Colorado, where they passed it this year, the same day the judge issues the firearms seizure order, he then simultaneously issues the search warrant order. And so the law enforcement comes right to the house. They kick down the door because, after all, you're a man with a gun, right? Kick down the door, storm into your house, and seize your firearms. You've never been charged with a crime, never been convicted of a crime. You've never been accused of anything. You might be dangerous. Well, we're all dangerous, right? We're all dangerous. I want to be dangerous. I have 6 kids. I want to have the ability and the means and the wherewithal to defend my 6 kids and my wife. Of course, we're all dangerous in that capacity. Dennis Pulse already fired off his emails. Thank you, Dennis. Let's see. Rodney says, hey, fellow Iowans, don't let Iowa slip into the BS swamp that has swallowed up hundreds of thousands of gun owners in other states. Fire off your emails. Thank you for that. Brandon Valentine has fired off his emails. We appreciate that. Let's see. Louis says, what is Trump thinking? What is he thinking? This is unconstitutional. It's just hard to say, Louis. I mean, we don't know for sure what the motivation is. His daughter is very loudly championing red flag gun seizure laws. Maybe it's a personal connection there. Maybe he believes he has no other choice with all the pressure from the weekend with 29 dead people. Here's the bottom line. Passing red flag gun seizures will not stop any crime. I'll just say it right now. It's not going to stop crime. If anybody believes that a truly committed killer who wants to commit an actual homicide or a mass homicide is not going to find other firearms or can't use a vehicle or can't use other forms of tools to carry out their sick fantasies, we're just not dealing with reality. Look at Europe. They use moving trucks. They use knives. They use acid attacks all the time. This will not stop crime. What it will do, all it's designed to do, is simply disarm wholesale numbers of Americans, disarm us. That's what it will do. That's what it's been designed to do, and that's what it will actually do. Justin Larson has fired off his emails. We appreciate that. I see Denny watching right now. I see Charlie getting signed in here. It's kind of a weird time of day. A lot of guys are watching and getting off of work right now for an early lunch. I'm seeing Mike says took an early lunch break to watch the video. We appreciate that, Mike. Charles Ryan, my emails have been sent. Thank you, sir. Justin, the same thing. Emails have been sent. It will not stop crime. It will disarm Americans, and it will destroy the Second Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and the Sixth Amendment at the same time. It will destroy it. You cannot confront your accusers. You cannot confront your accusers. It's an ex parte process. It's done. It's done. I'm just reading some of my notes here off the side of my screen. Yeah, you lose your right to confront your accusers, and you have no due process. You have no due process. You would have more legal protection if you were accused of speeding. You could, in that case, you could demand a jury trial, right? You could have a lawyer present, right? You could confront the police officer who accused you of speeding. You would have more due process rights if you were accused of speeding than you would if these people take away your firearms rights. That's just that simple. Dennis says, laws don't stop evil people. Good people do. We need national concealed carry. That's the only way to stop these people. People text me all the time, reporters or just regular people, and they say, what's changed? What's changed? We've always had guns in America. What has changed? So we're getting off of guns here for a moment, perhaps, at least off directly. But I don't know about you guys, but for me, it's just pretty simple. I mean, nobody is taught right from wrong anymore. Our kids are taught in schools today that they can do whatever they want. There is no actual right and wrong. Nobody has any rules or worldview to actually live up to. And so people are allowed to just believe, hey, whatever the hell you want to do is fine. And so, we have drug use is rampant. Suicide is rampant. All kinds of just depression rampant. That's not a function of guns. These people, our people, the American people, have problems that are much deeper and much more involved than the access to firearms. People need God back in their lives. It's just that simple. They need God back in their lives. If you guys disagree, that's okay. That's okay. If you agree, give me a thumbs up. We have an entire generations now who have been taught that there's just no right and wrong. There's just no right and wrong. And so they just have no moral compass. And so, you know what? If they want to go shoot up some shopping mall in their minds, well, hell, why not? I have been taught there's no right and wrong my entire life. So, what's the deal? What's the deal? So, we're not going to sit here. We're not going to sit here and allow these lawmakers to take away our freedoms when these people have sickness in their heart. They have evil in their heart. And you're not going to stop evil with a law. If that was the case, these shootings wouldn't have happened. Homicide is already against the law. Murder is already against the law. Conspiracy to commit murder is already against the law. All of these things are already against the law. It's not going to change, and it's not going to stop because they pass another law. All that's going to happen is more people like you and me will be disarmed and unable to defend our families. That is the reality. That is the truth about a red flag and all gun control bills. All it does leaves you and I helpless, empowers the criminals. They get a higher body count, and we become a nation of serfs, a nation of slaves. If you reject that ideology, help us fight back. Email President Trump immediately. Email your federal delegation immediately. We have pre-written links above this video. It takes a matter of seconds. And guys, go to joinigo.com and join in this fight. Joinigo.com. Joinigo.com. And guys, share this video across your platforms, your personal Facebook page, groups you're involved in. Dennis says, when is the mental status of people going to be called into question or harsher punishment for criminals? It's only the law-abiding who are being punished. Absolutely. Absolutely. JC Watt says, email has been sent. Email has been sent. Thank you. Brian says, been saying this for years. Always been looked at as a crazy Bible thumper. I'll take whatever label people want to give. I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just the reality. People have no moral compass. We have all denied, these people have denied God, denied God's law, denied any sense of right and wrong. These kids have been taught since their youth that there's just no real right or wrong of any kind. And so if you want to have a great life and get a job and get married with a family, that's fine. If you want to be a crazy psychopath, that's fine. It's all up to you, Johnny. I say that's bullshit, but that's just me. Maybe I'm a Bible thumper too, Brian. I don't know. These people have no moral compass, and we wonder why these things happen. You cannot stop evil in a person's heart with laws. You cannot do it. The only way to stop these people in the midst of a mass shooting anyway is a bullet to the brain. That's it. That's it. The only way, by the way, the shooting in Ohio only resulted in 9 people dead is because there was a team of police officers parked about a block away, working their off duty perhaps, or on duty. I'm not sure what it was. And they had got a call that this guy who they all knew was kind of not right had shown up in this row of bars in downtown Dayton. I've been there before. I know the area well. And they were already kind of moving to intercept him, and the shots began to ring out. And within 1 minute, 6 officers engaged him and dropped him with a hail of gunfire. That is the only way. That is the only way to stop a mass shooter in the midst of his spree. It's the only way. And that we're not going to be able to do that, you and I, if we are disarmed, period. See here, Brian, our Bray says, what email do we use? Bray, above this video and in the comment section is pre-written emails that goes right to President Trump and right to your federal lawmakers. It takes seconds. So go ahead and hit that. Let me kill this phone call here 1 second. Ryan says, actually, it was 24 seconds. Ryan is a good friend of mine, lives in Ohio. I take your word for it. So less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds, these cops killed this crazy psychopath. Otherwise, there could have been 50 dead for all we know. That is the lesson here. You can only stop these madmen with gunfire. You can only stop a mass shooting by shooting back. And a red flag gun, this is your law, all it will do is make sure that you and I do not have the ability to fight back. So, guys, this is the fight of our time. President Trump needs to change course on this. He needs to withdraw support for red flag gun seizures. And our state and federal lawmakers have to stand up as well and oppose this bill in D.C. and in Des Moines. Fire off your emails. They are pre-written. Takes just seconds. Fire them off, guys. When you're done, share this video on your Facebook page. At the very least, take the email links, their links, and put those links on your page and encourage your friends as well to take action. I see Mark's getting signed in, Jeff, other Mark. I see Gary. Guys, I got to go. Very busy day here in the office today. Watch the video perhaps. Whatever you guys do, share the video. I'm sorry. Number one, fire off your email. Number two, share this video. And number three, if you guys haven't yet done so, go to joinigo.com, joinigo.com, and get involved in this fight. You guys have a great day. More videos to come later on tonight. At the very least, there's going to be a big video tonight on our platform at, 6 p.m. 6 p.m. here in Iowa. Be on this page. More information coming tonight, if not before. Take care, folks. Share it far and wide.